This video is brought to you by Shadows of Doubt, the immersive sandbox detective game that's finally leaving early access on PC and hitting consoles on September 26th. Become the hard-boiled gumshoe of your dreams, solving an endless wave of murders across a procedurally generated city. You might recall I broke my own rule of not reviewing early access a while back because I liked Shadows of Doubt so much. It's a great story generator. I fondly remember calling a suspicious phone number, writing down the name of whoever answered, hacking into the phone records to trace the call to a building, poring over the phone book to find names with a matching address, infiltrating an apartment through the ventilation shafts and beating up and handcuffing the occupant, only to find I'd accidentally snuck into the apartment next door. And the full release of Shadows of Doubt will have even more opportunities for me to hilariously fuck up. Version 1.0 launches on PC and consoles on September 26th.
I didn't unmute us. Nope, we're unmuted now. Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Second Wind. My name is Marty. I'm here with Jack, and we're here playing a new Zelda game. Thanks to our good friends at Shadows of Doubt for sponsoring us, and congrats on your launch on consoles and PC 1.0. But Jack, it is a holiday, a national holiday, one could say. It's Zelda Day. Zelda Day.
That's right. It's Zelda Day. The thing that I love about us, the internet, and I guess I love about Nintendo is, the internet has been lovingly calling this the Legend of Link, which is like, duh, like that's the funny joke.
Yeah.
I do wonder if Nintendo had that meeting, like, okay, we're gonna have this one star Zelda. Do we make the funny?
Yeah. Is this like goof worthy, or was someone like, no, the SEO, people are gonna get very confused and you can't actually do this. So
was it the SEO, or were people like, hey, listen, we call this the Legend of Zelda and we are serious about this. This is sure Link is a part of it, but this is her story.
Yeah, exactly. This is the new Zelda game that came out yesterday. This is the next top-down Zelda game. This is from Grezzo, the developers who they worked on the 3DS remasters of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. They did that cute kind of tilt-shifty Link's Awakening back in 2019, it seems like Nintendo was like, all right, you've worked on our games and you've done a good job, so now we're gonna let you take a little stab of your own, which is cool.
Right. No, I like that. I like the talk is that this originally just kind of started its life as a testing tool, as like a way for them to test out levels as they were building it. And they're like, well, shit, this is kind of fun. Just doing this. Yeah.
Some of the reports were like, oh, this might have been like a prototype for like a Zelda Maker kind of thing, where like people could like build their own dungeons. So yeah, I just played a little bit of it yesterday, but we're gonna start a new game. Start right from the beginning. And chat, let me know how we sound. Let me know how I sound, how Jack sounds, how the game sounds. I'm playing and hosting, so if I need to change any levels, I'm happy to do that. New game.
Great. Yeah, here's a weird. This is an audio issue only for me, and it happens every once in a while, but it has just happened 3 times in a row for me.
What happened?
In which your audio for me mutes, and so but I have my volume mixer open here on Windows 10, and I can still see the green bar go up and down in Discord.
Why do
so
you think
you
that
are
is?
making a noise? I don't know. So then I mute Discord and I unmute Discord, and then you're fine. It just happened like 3 times in a row.
You know who I bet knows? Eric. I bet Eric knows. Eric's in the chat right now, and I bet Eric will help this thing.
Eric probably
Chat said
knows.
the game is a little loud. I lowered the game a little bit, so let me know how this sounds here.
Oh, great. Oh, and right off the bat, Ron's Computer Videos, thank you for the tip this morning. Based on the number of times the logo has played, we're easily on the 10th or 12th win by now.
That's a lot of wins.
That little yeah. Oh man, I am genuinely excited about this. To be honest, and this is not me putting on my shill hat, is last night I just started Shadows of Doubt.
Oh, funny.
Because that is a game, since Yahtzee did his early access review, I have had that in my wish list, like waiting for the 1.0 release.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, well, fuck it. It's on sale right now. I'm pulling the trigger on this. So I just started that last night, so I can't start this yet. But this is next on my to-play list.
This is one of those times where like the summer felt a little slow, and now all of a sudden I'm like, I think there might be legally too many games right now for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is called the speed limit, not the speed suggestion, and we are doing that like 5 miles per hour over the speed limit thing right now. Yeah.
So yeah, we begin the game as Link. I like beginning the game as like a fully powered up Link. We got all of our hearts. We got a cool sword.
Yeah.
We got an unlimited bow that can fire 3 arrows, unlimited bombs. I have a feeling we're gonna have this taken away from us, though.
Well, we know it's going to be taken away from us because you're Link right now, right? Which is really fun. Oh my lord, Jari gifting 5 tier 1 subs over in Twitch. Jari, appreciate that. Enjoy your what do you get with a subscription? You get ad-free viewing, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah.
Over on Twitch.
Get,
Yes, maybe some special emotes.
Yeah, you could get out. You could get out of one crime as well, like a real world crime, as long as it's not murder.
A Twitch crime, not a human crime.
A Twitch-based crime. I'm not sure what a Twitch crime is, but you can get out of one of them.
Oh, thanks for the biddies, Jari. Final day of Jar Appreciation Week. What? Jar Appreciation Week.
Jar Appreciation Week. Incredible.
Jari Appreciation Week. Well, there you go. I didn't know that was a thing. That is a thing, and we did it. We did it, everybody.
What a week. Jar Appreciation Week.
A national holiday.
Truly a national holiday. We thought it was Zelda Day, but it turns out it was Jar Appreciation Week.
Right.
Right at the bat, interesting for a top-down Zelda, you can lock on to enemies, which is obviously something 3D Zelda games do, starting the N64 ones. But I think this is the first time in a 2D one, top-down one.
I love, even in 2D games, I love a good lock-on. I'm a sucker for it.
It also just makes like you can circle enemies and everything. I feel like it just adds a little dimension to combat.
Right. Well, and as much as we love the 2D, or the top-down Zelda games for their puzzles, for their levels, for their a lot of stuff, the combat has always been stupid.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Especially when you go back to like, as much as I love Link to the Past, like you have to relearn like the weird geometry of his sword swings, and like he's only gonna enemies will only get hit in this weird 90-degree angle.
Yes, and then all you do is spam, just go pop, 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 pop. Yeah.
Storm Templar says, "Is this 2D or isometric?" I mean, it's isometric. I guess I use 2D more in like the parlance of Zelda games. Like this is in the 2D family tree of Zelda games as opposed to the 3D.
Yeah, and I think game volume violation. Oh no, Jess, do we have a game volume
is it
violation?
Still? I thought I lowered the game volume. Did I not?
I don't know. That could be an old. That I could just see. I just saw that Jess is in the chat, so that could be old.
Welcome.
Friend of the podcast, Jess Hoops.
Friend of the podcast. That's an actual one, though. Usually when we say that, it's a lie about a celebrity. That one, like Jess has been on streams with us and is a friend, so yeah.
Besmarge, thank you for that YouTube tip. Good morning, all. Good morning to you too. I'm so excited. I am a morning person.
Yeah, same.
And usually we're streaming in the afternoons, or tonight. By the way, if anyone here is a Phoenix member, tonight we're doing our monthly Phoenix tier movie night. Which is always very fun, but like nighttime's time for bed as far as I'm concerned. As soon as it's dark out.
What's your going bedtime now?
It depends.
Yeah.
So this is school weeks.
Sure.
For children, which means that I get up at 5:30 in the morning to get them up and prepared for school. So
early.
Yeah, if I am not sleeping by 10, it sucks, right?
Wow.
But even non-school days, if it's like 10 o'clock, I'm like, you know what? I want to go to bed. Some days I'm in bed by 9, and it's phenomenal.
I'm gonna be honest. That sounds extremely nice. My brain is broken.
It's great,
and I can't get to bed before like 2 a.m.
I
was up until 3:30 last night playing a video game, and I was like, I'm usually up around 7 or 8, but I was like, I have to be up and like a human to stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one thing to be up and just be like a little goblin on my laptop answering slacks. It's another thing to be on camera. It's great.
That's great. Hey, Storm Templar, thank you for resubscribing over on Twitch. We appreciate that support. And Sir George Lucas, member of the Tip Jar, over on YouTube for 9 months. We appreciate that support.
Thank you all. Yeah, we got a double stream day as well. We'll be streaming this for 2 hours, and then taking an hour break, and then the DevHeads crew will be back.
That's right.
With a game director from Riot Games.
Ooh,
the Legal Legends. Who would be
Legal?
members of the Legal Legends?
Who was OJ's attorney?
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran.
Matlock. Was Matlock a lawyer?
The Matlock was a lawyer. Yeah. I was thinking of actual lawyers, but Matlock would be in there. Yeah. Most of Law and Order.
Dun dun. Caveman Lawyer. Remember Caveman Lawyer from SNL?
Caveman Lawyer would be their. He would be the DPS of Legal Legends. Matlock would be the healer, which would be great.
How do we Jemate, wake up. You got to pitch Legal Legends to folks who work on Legal Legends.
Jay, remember, Jay's in England. Jay, this is like getting to be nighttime for Jay.
Jay, wake up.
Jay, wake up.
Jay, you can't be asleep. It's 4 p.m.
He might be napping. Egregious Budnikas, appreciate that tip over on YouTube. As a car enthusiast, I would love to hear about the vehicles you've owned.
Oh, I've only owned 2 vehicles in my life.
Oh, okay.
When I was in high school and college, I had a 1993 Chevy Corsica, and let me tell you, a real piece of shit. But I think everyone should have to start driving on a real piece of shit. Because it makes you appreciate any car later on that just functions. Like
that's even not a piece of shit. That's just a normal car.
I've set a very low bar for myself, and now I have a 2019. I want to say a Dodge Journey. I think I don't know a lot about cars. I just kind of inherited this car when I moved back because I lived in San Francisco for like 12 years, and looking for a car there. So. When I moved back to Wisconsin, I got this. Yeah, it's nice. It's just a little SUV that works. It just works, and it's great.
That works.
Yeah,
absolutely.
How about you? I bet you're like a Jaguar guy.
Oh God, no. As soon as I owned my first minivan, I knew that was the only car I ever wanted to own for the rest of my life. Even like if I had children, didn't have children, minivan is the way to go. You could put so much shit in there.
I was gonna say it makes sense with a family, even pre-family. You were like on the minivan train.
Oh my God, I loved it. Like even pre-family, like I was in rock and roll bands for a long time, and so like hauling equipment, going to the dump. Minivans are great. Here's the thing about minivans, Marty. The important thing about minivans is they know that they're not cool. They know that they will never be seen as sexy, so all they care about is function.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, so they're very funny. They're not cool, so they're definitely funny.
By the way, we have an update to the cool and funny debate, which has been raging. We'll get there. No, they don't care about form. They only care about function. Sure. And so it's like, how many cup holders do you want in your vehicle? The answer is yes. You get that many in a minivan.
It is so many cup holders.
Cup holders, bins, places to store your crap. It is all function, and I love it so much.
Yeah. Is that what you have now? You got a miniature van?
Oh, I have a miniature van right now, which is great. My very first car was a real shitty Mercury Topaz.
Oh, that's just a color, isn't it?
That's just
or like a rock.
It's a rock.
Yeah, it's a rock. Yeah.
It was a very shitty car that I bought off of a very old man for incredibly cheap, and drove it into the ground maybe a year later. Not like I didn't get into a car accident. I was too young and
drove
didn't
it
take
into
care
a
of
sinkhole.
My very favorite vehicle was an old Ford Explorer. It was a manual transmission Ford Explorer, a little SUV. And manual transmission, which I loved driving. I was a dickhead about being able to drive a manual.
Yeah, I've never driven manual, so I feel like at this point in my life I'm just not going to learn. If you haven't learned by like, I'm going to be honest. If you haven't learned how to drive a stick by 25, you're probably not going to learn.
And really, there's no real need to. It was very wonderful. In my younger days, like. Learning to do it serves no benefit in your day-to-day life to drive a manual. But that was my very favorite car to drive. I had that one for a very long time.
What's the best color of car? If you could just snap your fingers and your car could be any color, what color would it be?
Oh my God. That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that question. What I can say is this morning while driving my kids to school, someone had like a super souped up Dodge Charger.
Ooh.
And they were like, revving their engines and driving a little fast, and it had the shittiest paint job.
Yeah.
And like my oldest is a little bit of a car head. Like I don't think he wants to drive cars. He just likes cars. And he's like, why does that cool car look so shitty?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You also have to, in Wisconsin, we have to you do need to think about function and a car in the winter, and the fact that it's just all cars are going to look gross in the winter. Like you're going to get road salt on it, and like just gunk cars are just going to be ugly from like December to March, pretty much. Also, I like
100%.
how I went down into this little basement and I talked to this knight, and he's like, "Oh shit, the princess, no, I'm in my favorite break area." Like, what are you doing, little pervert down here in the dungeon? What are you doing down here?
I just like being down in the dungeon. I like being near the wet. Don't ask me why. I like being near the wet. Oh boy.
So it seems like the predicament we're in is a bunch of these little purple voids are opening up.
Yeah,
and it's not good.
And Link got kidnapped by Ganon is the issue.
Link and Ganon both fell into the purple void, I believe. And then purple voids popped up everywhere around the kingdom. Like a dude's wife fell in the void.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The old ball and chain fell in the void.
I said take my wife, and now I'm happy. Gaumba. Different game.
Different game.
Sir George Lucas has a follow-up question. Have we ever hit a deer?
I have, knock on wood, I have not. I know so many people who have. At night, if you're just driving on any kind of rural road, not even like way out in the country, just slightly out of a city. Like, people hit deer just outside Madison, Milwaukee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They are everywhere. I have again also knock on wood. I've not hit one. They are giant. Deers are heavy and they will fuck up you and your car. So I hope I do not.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like that doesn't mean you're like a bad or inattentive driver. It's just like literally, they just jumped in front of your car, right in front of the road.
Oh yeah, and they are fast
you could not
and
stop.
They don't give a shit.
No.
They're fast and they don't give a shit. Let's get to a couple more super chats before I update everyone on the very important, cool versus funny debate. Let's see here. John Brooks, thank you for the super chat over on YouTube. Finally, you guys stream at a reasonable 3 p.m. for the UK audience. Good afternoon, all. Marty, how does Zelda handle for you? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
She feels great. She's got God, I just played a little bit of the Link's Awakening remake, and I feel like she can move in more directions. Like, she can move in every directions, as opposed to, like, a more granule, you can only move it, like those original 2D Zelda games, you were on a D-pad, so you can only move in, like, 8 directions, right? The 4 cardinals, and then what are the non-cardinal directions? The Robin directions?
Oh, damn it. I was going to say the swallow directions.
God damn it, yeah. But,
okay, so
she feels great.
This is not kind of like taking the same control scheme as the Link's Awakening remake.
And she's got you could just jump, and it's not like assigned to like an item slot or anything. Like in Link's Awakening, you could jump, but you needed the feather, which was a dungeon item, and then you needed the feather equipped in one of your item slots.
Oh my!
Whereas this, you just hit B. And also, oh no, I can't twirl yet. Spoilers, you can do it twirl once you get your... Oh, is this your bedroom?
Oh.
This is a nice... Oh, you got a cat! Where? I made a cat noise, and you couldn't hear it. The cat noise was exactly like my cat noise. For real, for real.
For real, for real. I believe you. I believe you. Oh my God. This is where Link gets it from.
This is why they're a perfect couple. They just go into people's houses and rage.
Well, this is her house, to be fair.
Yeah, that is true. You're allowed to break pottery in your own room.
But do you think that, like, the guard outside of her bedroom is just like, oh, God.
Oh, no, she's having one of her tantrums.
Oh, Your Highness, not again.
That's why that one dude's down in his little pervert well, because he's like, listen, I just don't want to be anywhere near her when she's tossing bots.
Right. Snake in the Garden, thank you for the super chat over on YouTube. Jack, have you seen the Volkswagen ID Buzz? Cute. I have not, but now I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste.
Buzz. Volkswagen's got cute names for things. Bug? The Volkswagen Bug? Mm.
Oh my God, it's like a refresh of their old bus, but it's electric. Oh my God, that looks phenomenal. You know, like the hippie van that Volkswagen used to have?
Yeah. There was
It's
one
a refresh
featured on
of that.
the hit television series Lost. They found one on
That's
the island,
correct.
and it had a bunch of old beers, and they got it running, and they drank a bunch of old beers from like the 70s.
I remember
Which doesn't
that
feel
episode.
like you shouldn't be drinking 70s beers. That was a long time ago.
You know, you're stuck on an island. It's sealed.
Yeah.
It's not gonna taste good, but I could see after a long time, like if I were on a desert island for months, and I came across like a sealed can of like Folgers crystals, it's like fucking, I'm making coffee.
Yeah, I can't be a snob right now.
I don't care, and I don't care like if this is like 20 years old and this is gonna be the shittiest coffee I've ever drank. I am drinking fucking coffee.
Have we talked? I've on several streams. I've talked about that one horny incest Folgers commercial. You're aware of that Folgers commercial?
Of course, I'm aware of that. That's the infamously horny Folgers commercial. Yeah.
No, sorry, I just I didn't have anything else to say other than I just like bringing up that commercial because I think it's funny.
I love that it has become a bit of a meme. Like, you know, there's a phenomenal YouTube sketch of someone, you know, like remaking that, but turning it into actual incest, and it's hilarious. They recently, and I say recently, like within the last 5 years, a magazine did an interview with like a bunch of the original actors and director. And they were like, no, we like, first of all, the actors were not fucking off camera, which everyone assumed.
Great chemistry, though.
The chemistry was great, and they said it took them all by surprise.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I guess if you're like very wholesome and not broken, you'd probably see that and be like, oh no, this is really sweet. And then the rest of us are like, no, they boning.
Wait a minute. But what if they fucking? They might be fucking. Could we just think about them fucking for a little bit? I think.
Oh no, this was the man whose wife fell in the void.
This was the man
whose wife
fell in the void. Okay. Great. Yeah, I love that commercial. I think it's very funny. And what my guess is it's one of those situations where if no one ever would have mentioned it, no one else would have seen it. But because someone else implanted the idea in us, it's like, oh well, fucking course.
No, I can't not see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that the King's Guards are named Left, Lefte, and Right, Wright. Left and right.
Nice.
Very clever.
You know, they're great. They are great. I like it in Twitch. Someone was like spamming like links to like, you know, cheap knockoff products. And in Twitch, as a mod in Twitch, the little message I got was likely ban evader.
Oh.
So like Twitch automatically hid their message and was just like, this person aren't banned, but we think they might might have been.
They might be evil.
They might be just evil. Yeah.
Might be evil. Okay, so a void opened up under the king.
I'm seeing.
And the king pushed his daughter Zelda out of the way and fell into the void. Obviously, that is like a good thing as a parent to do.
Yeah.
But would the better move have been for the king to remove himself from the void, if only because he was like, I can solve this predicament, being the lord of this land, probably better than my daughter can.
Was he too deep into the void? Like, you know, did he know that he was able to get out, or did he think he was in?
Was he? Oh, he might have been like lost in the void sauce. Yeah.
Where
or
he was
maybe
just
he's
like,
so confident in his daughter's abilities that he's like, I am old and rusty. She's just freaking out in her room, just throwing pots everywhere. She'll probably be able to fix this much better than I could.
She can deadlift a clay pot that is twice her size.
Very quickly, we'll see. You could just pick up these like giant like crates that just look like shipping crates that weigh hundreds upon hundreds of pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she is like Jim Life hashtag Zelda. So yeah, I think this was definitely him being like, "Oh, you got this."
Yeah, but then he didn't realize he fell into the void. Imposters came out, and now Evil King is like, "Oh, it was Zelda who did it. Put her in prison. Hashtag lock her up."
And left and right are just gonna listen.
Well, they're imposter left and right. A bunch of void doppelgangers. Voidalgangers.
Voidalgangers.
Yeah.
That's the name of a video game right there. Voidalganger.
Voidalgangers.
That's
overwhelmingly
like
positive on Steam.
Overwhelmingly positive, but still an indie darling.
Yeah,
It'll never cross over. Voidalgangers. I'm writing that down. Hold on.
I don't know what it is, but I'm writing it down.
There's stuff that I do. I just write down in case we need it later. Like,
that's great.
Jesse Schwab the other day, like in some back and forth, said, "Eat your spaghetti like a D-pad." I no longer remember the context of why Jesse Schwab said "eat your spaghetti like a D-pad," but we all laughed, and I wrote it down.
That's great. Yeah, I have an entire notes folder in my phone of just those, and every once in a while I'll go back to it and be like, "What the fuck is any of this? Like, what does this mean?"
I love it. Sometimes it goes nowhere. Sometimes it turns into shows that we all love, like Battle Masters.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's okay. Be Smart, thank you for the super chat over on YouTube that says, "Don't get demonetized." I'm sure we said something silly.
We talked about incest for a while.
Oh, yeah. Whoopsie. Kamja Ninja, thank you. Says, "Truly the Wand of Gamelon sequel we all wanted."
Wand of Gamelon, famously one of the very bad CDI Zelda games.
Right.
Where that was the only other game where I think you played as Zelda, right? Like that was
correct. And so the fun little asterisk that everyone needs to put now is this is the first in canon game where you can play as Zelda.
This is the first good game where you can play as Zelda.
This is the first actual game that you can play as Zelda. Yeah.
So this is our friend Tri. This is our partner. It's like a little it looks a little bit like a golden Juggalo Metroid. It's like a floaty Metroid. It's golden. It looks like it's got some Juggalo face paint going on.
Okay, so it's down to clown till it's dead in the ground. Is
Yeah. Just chugging Faygo like nobody's business. The Juggalos love the brand of soda, Faygo.
Faygo, yes. Yeah. And as soon as he calls Zelda Juggalette, I might have to be out. You're my Juggalette. That's great. Fungus Finder, thank you for the super chat. Mart Man and the Jack Attack coming at you live.
I was trying to make like sound effects, and that was like a motor revving.
The other day, that does remind me. The other day, I got my YouTube algorithm went into crazy directions.
Okay.
Martin, how do you feel about? Yeah, you, Martin.
It's funny. I looked over. I just looked over and tapped my phone, and then I heard you say my legal name, and I felt like I was being yelled at for like looking over for a second, and tapping my phone. I'm like, shit. I'm sorry. I won't do that. I just wanted to see what time it was.
I don't know why I called you Martin. I just thought that was funny. How do you feel about the band Primus, Marty?
I know very little about Primus. I know they did the South Park theme song. They had a song called Jerry Was a Race Car Driver that I believe was in a Tony Hawk game.
Correct. That was in the first Tony Hawk game. Yeah,
and that is pretty much the extent of what I know about Primus. And they might have had a song that was on an episode of Beavis and Butthead. And that is all I know about Primus. I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they are they considered a good band? Are they considered like a silly band? Do they still exist? Are they dead?
The answer to both good or silly is yes.
Okay,
good, bad, silly, genius, mid. It's all yes.
Okay.
They're considered many, many things.
Okay.
Les Claypool is still performing. I don't know if Primus is still.
I did not realize. I know the name Les Claypool. I did not realize that was he was a member of Primus. John Primus.
The famous bass player from Primus, arguably considered one of the greatest rock bass players ever to exist, because not only does he play wonderful, interesting bass riffs, but also sings while doing that.
Incredible.
incredibly talented musician. But I grew up. Some older cousins of mine were super into metal and into weirdo alternative music, so I grew up listening to a lot of Primus. I fucking love Primus. It's my Primus set up a lot of what I consider to be my aesthetic, which is like beautiful and weird at the same time.
Okay. Oh, I love that actually. Yeah.
And so if you listen to like a song like "My Name Is Mud," Jerry's a race car driver. I mean, they have a lot of hits. They got a John the Fisherman. John the Fisherman fucking rocks. A lot of name songs as well. But like "My Name Is Mud" specifically is this weird. It's a song that should not work if you take all of its parts separately, but put together, it's a beautiful and visceral song. And the other day in my YouTube algorithm, this I swear is coming back to Jack Attack and the Mart Man coming back at you. Is YouTube recommended I watch a reaction video? Is a person listening to Primus for the very first time?
Yeah, that's a big genre of videos. Yeah,
I hear it blank for the first time. And I was sure, YouTube, whatever, I'll watch this. And they started this segment very much like that radio segment of like it literally had air horns in it. And I was like, this is not for me. I don't want to watch this. But then they actually got into the reacting. And my favorite thing is like this genre of videos is all about like expressing your feelings while listening to something or watching something you haven't seen or heard before. And these people shut down listening to Primus.
Wow. Anti-Primus?
Well, they were so confused by the noise that they could not articulate what they were experiencing. And to me, it's like, yes, that is Primus. Primus takes a bit to get into.
Yeah. I appreciate that. A band where it's like, you need to work your way into this. This is not like an immediate, oh, this sounds great. It's like, no, you need to put your hours in.
And they're like the two videos I watched from this person, he was just like, I can't explain why I like this. All I can say is I've never heard anything like this before. And it's like, yeah, that's right.
I love it.
Yeah. So in any case, that's I'm not encouraging anyone to watch reaction videos. I just came across this and it made me smile. So.
Love it. Yeah, I listen to a lot of times. I'll watch videos of like music, like actual trained musicians or historians or teachers, like listening to who don't play video games, like listening to One Wing Angel from Final Fantasy VII or something. And
yeah.
Oh my God, this is insane. Yeah.
Wait, this is in a video? Video games are art? What?
It's not just beep boops. Love a beep boop.
Right. Everyone loves a good beep boop. Jahari, thanks for the biddies. When do we get the Tubi show? I'm going to add that to our sponsor talk next time. I do want to officially reach out to Tubi to see if they will sponsor the Rewind podcast so we can have an official Tubi Fair segment.
And I feel like that is us punching in our weight class. It's not being like Netflix should sponsor us.
Right.
Like that might be a little too. Tubi, it does not feel like it's out of the realm of possibility to get a Tubi sponsorship.
Like not only that, that's one of those, like when I first started with Escapist ages ago, we were talking about sponsors, and I threw out Foundry for Adventurous Night, where it's just like, oh, this is just something that I use and I love. It's the same with Tubi. I watch Tubi a lot, and I love it. Yeah,
those are always like the best sponsorships. Are the ones where it's like Shadows of Doubt is one of those where it's like, well, it was literally one of Yahtzee's favorite games in early access, so like it just feels very easy.
So 100%, exactly. James Morgan, thank you for the super chat. Had a dream last night where I had to fight evil Olaf from Frozen.
Uh-oh.
Melted him in hot water. Not sure what that says about me.
That's is Olaf the one who's voiced by Josh Gad?
Yes.
All right. That was my only thought.
It says that you are concerned about the new Spaceballs.
Yeah, that's right. He's like shepherding it, right?
He's one of the writers or something on the new Spaceballs. Yeah.
I don't have anything against Josh Gad, but I'm also like nothing. Josh Gad doesn't spark joy in me.
Josh Gad, I'm gonna agree with you. Like, I feel very neutral about Gad, but like for some reason he is always on the razor's edge of like any little fuck up, and you're on the bad list.
It just seems like a guy who we hear about a lot, and I'm like, what do you do? Like, what have you like? Obviously, you voice Olaf, who's in Frozen's a very big movie. It's a lot of sequels coming. But I just like, what do you? Why do I hear about you so much?
He's Broadway famous. His stardom started in Broadway. He started. I want to say his first like breakout role was Book of Mormon.
Okay, so maybe that's the thing. Maybe if I was more in tune with Broadway, I'd be like, no, this guy's got his bona fides.
But I even feel like Broadway people are like, yeah, Josh Gad.
Yeah.
It's like he's like the James Corden. He's like the less famous James Corden.
Yeah. James. Is James Corden? He's supposedly like a jerk, right? People said he's like an asshole at restaurants. Which, if you're an asshole at a restaurant, you're a bad person. Be nice.
You're bad. 100%. You're a bad person. What I will say is, I don't know if those rumors have been verified. It's much like Josh Gad. We just want to not like him.
Yeah. Or I just want to hear less about you. Like, I just want to. Yeah. He was really good in Little Monsters. That's right, Mephistophelina. He was in Little Monsters with Lupita Nyong'o, which was a really good comedy zombie movie. From a couple years ago. Highly recommended. Good stuff. I think it was zombies.
Hold on.
Might have been just monsters or goblins or something. No, I'm pretty sure it was zombies.
You're not talking about the 1989 Little Monsters.
I am not talking. No. They're at like a summer camp or something for kids, and there's like a zombie attack, and so they have to protect the kids. And so it's like a gory zombie movie, but also with some fun kid shenanigans. And like the kids aren't getting ripped apart or anything, so it's not.
Fun!
It's not too. It's a pretty good one.
Oh my God! A washed-up musician teams up with a kids show personality to protect young children from a sudden outbreak of zombies.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm adding it. It's almost spooky time. Adding it to the list.
Maybe it's on Mubi. No, Tubi. Shit, I said the wrong one. I had to write about Darren's column went up on Patreon just when we started, and it was about the new movie The Substance, which if you want some fucking gross out body horror, The Substance is here for us. But that movie, that's probably the biggest movie that has been. It is produced and distributed by Mubi. And so it is in theaters, but then it is going to Mubi, which I most certainly do not have. But maybe I'll get a little bit of Mubi.
I don't even know if I've heard of Mubi.
It's like Tubi, but with an M at the start of it. Yeah. You know what movies you have heard of? The hit fictional burger chain movies from the View Askew universe. I bet you know that movies.
I know that movies very well. Yes. Let's see here. What I'm seeing over in Twitch is that Primus is still releasing albums every couple of years.
Wow,
which is great.
Sounds like Jerry is a race car driver. No Going down to South Park and I have myself a treat. South Park theme song.
And I'm seeing something here. I'm seeing Matthew Muir over in YouTube saying it's actually the second game where you get to play as Zelda. Spirit Tracks was an official Zelda game with a playable Zelda. Here, I'm gonna actually you for a little bit.
Okay.
Obviously, we're talking about Zelda being the main character,
sure.
But even beyond that, you were not necessarily controlling Zelda. You were controlling Zelda's ghost
in a suit of armor, right?
In a suit of armor,
yeah.
Correct.
Also, is a ghost? Do we know that was a person? Is a ghost the person?
Right.
Think about it. Sound off in the comments below. Also, the most OP echo in this game. So the whole point of this game is there's a bunch of objects, and you can sort of like add them to your you're kind of like a Pokemon trainer. You collect objects. Instead of collecting Pokemon, you just collect a bunch of random shit. And then you can summon it at any time. Beds are OP because A, you can just create little bed bridges. But B,
my God.
You could take a little schwitz wherever you want, and you will slowly gain health. And the nicer the bed, the quicker you gain the health. So this is like a shitty bed, so you gain health very slowly. But if you get
you
like
can make a little
nice
bed tower and then sleep on top.
This seems precarious, let me say. This does not seem like a great place to sleep. It's like when you see people who like climb cliff faces. They're like, oh, I'm going to nuzzle up here for the night. And I'm like, what if you roll over? You will die. You will die a terrible death.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So, there's Matthew Muir with a super chat saying Spirit Tracks had a playable Zelda. I think that's arguable, like where you were using Link's power to have Zelda's ghost inhabit pieces of armor. It's like,
yeah,
that's gray area. This, you are moving as Zelda. You are doing Zelda shit.
Yeah, like sleeping in bed. Zelda loves to sleep. Hot Cheeto and sleep. Zelda's favorite thing.
Hot Cheeto and sleep?
Yeah. Girls only want hot Cheeto and sleep, right?
What? I've not heard this thing. I've not.
I'm relatively sure I'm fucking it up. So.
I think you're talking about Brat Summer.
Oh my God, Brat Summer. Yeah, I've heard about that. Did you know for a while I thought being from Wisconsin, I thought it was Brat Summer, and I was like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Hook up a couple of those boys. Yeah.
I like no matter what. Like I know it's supposed to be your bratty, but no, for me it's Brat Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's also Brat Winter, Brat Autumn, Brat Spring.
Brat anytime. Brats are delicious. Yeah, 100%. Sussy Guru 2000, thanks for the super chat. As a PhD in clownery, what grade would you give the Juggalos for their clown makeup? A+. That clown makeup is well put on, well-defined lines. And also, they have to perform in that, and it stays relatively on. So, that is very well applied clown makeup.
Yeah. Good on them. They should get an Oscar.
For clown makeup?
Sure. Any Oscar. Cinematography, sound mixing. Doesn't matter. There's a bunch of them. Foreign film.
The best cinematographer goes to Insane Clown Posse for their clown makeup.
Yeah, it's great.
We don't know how these work either.
Best animated short? Yeah.
Best animated. Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? They could.
Yeah.
I did not, Sir George Lucas. Marty, did you see any live bands this summer?
No. Also, it is shocking to me that summer's over. Where did it go? No, not when I was in when I was on my family vacation in Punta Cana, there was some live music, but it was like we were just wandering around the town and live music was just there. So that was less like I didn't seek it out; it was just there. And also, yeah, same thing. I went a couple nights out with friends where we just happened to go to a place that had a live band, but nothing. I did not. Yeah, I didn't go to Summerfest or anything. I haven't actually been to Summerfest in a long time. Summerfest is the world's largest music festival.
That's true. That's true.
Held over the course of the summer in Milwaukee. It generally has a lot of pretty cool acts. And at least you used to be able to, if you brought a can of soup, get super cheap tickets. I don't know if they still do that.
Yeah, you can. On certain days, it's if you bring a food item to donate to charity, you get super cheap tickets. Yeah. There's still plenty of ways to get, and then it's an all-day music festival for weeks or a week and a half.
Yeah,
and so you can just show up in the morning, spend all day, and there's hundreds of bands.
Yeah.
I also did not go because it's a big crowd, and none of the bands really excited me.
It is a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
And if you want good seats to see the band that you want to see, usually you have to sit through the 3 bands that play before them. Sometimes the 4 bands that play before them. Because every stage, as soon as Summerfest opens at 10 a.m., bands are playing at stages, and the bands don't stop playing until the Summerfest closes for the night.
Yeah.
And so you'll have to sit through Johnny Tuba and the Sixtet Experience.
Johnny Tuba?
Johnny Tuba and the Sextet Experience doing, banjo covers of AC/DC or whatever, just so you can get a good seat for the band that you actually want to see.
Classic Johnny Tuba.
Which, when you're younger, it's great because, you just walk around and see cool shit and hang out and, vibe, but,
Yeah. We're old. So
when
we
you're
be
old,
in bed by either 9 or 3 a.m. One of the two.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Do. What? Oh, okay. Whoa, I zoned out for a hot minute.
Still there?
I was going to go somewhere with that. Oh, I did see, though, because I am a part of the fan group for Sleep Token. I don't know how you feel about Linkin Park, Marty. I don't know how sad you are.
I was never a huge Linkin Park fan, but I am. I've been following the drama of the new lead singer, who obviously is taking place of the old lead singer, and some of the stuff around there. Were they like a Scientologist or something, or defended?
It's debatable, and it's a lot of hearsay. And Sarah Armstrong, as I want to say her name, who is in a phenomenal band called Dead Sarah,
who, based solely on her voice, I think she's got a great voice.
Oh yeah. So I was surprised to learn that she is potentially a Scientologist.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the urchin.
Got the urchin. More Pokemon. The little spiky ball Pokemon.
I'm very excited to play this game. But yeah, so there's some drama with whether or not she is a Scientologist, whether or not she was like part of a group that harassed someone or defended Danny Masterson. Yeah. And it's a little wishy-washy. Sure. It's like nothing. There's no smoking gun, and there's no what's the opposite of a smoking gun? A
bloody
sizzling knife.
Sizzling knife. Delicious.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a Brazilian barbecue right there.
Yeah, so there's no smoking gun and there's no Korean barbecue. As far as like damning her or exonerating her.
Yeah.
But I am part of the cult-ish fan base of group Sleep Token. And Sleep Token just announced that they are opening for Linkin Park for their first like live performance in Paris.
Oh, that's exciting. Is Sleep Token French? Or?
I believe they're British.
Okay.
I do not know. No one knows who they are. They perform in masks.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Release...
A little bit like a little Daft Punk going on there.
Little Daft Punk, yeah. Where I'm sure, like, if I did some digging, I could find out who they are. But I like this idea, and like they're big on like let the music speak for itself. Where we don't want to be famous. I've watched the drummer, who is just called Two. Has a great series of drumming videos over on Drumeo, like playing live performances, interviews, actually like breaking down how he plays some of his drum parts. Phenomenal.
Love that.
The singer Vessel.
I like their names. They got good names.
Yeah. In any case, so it's like, what does that say about Sleep Token kind of supporting Linkin Park? Obviously, this is a huge opportunity for them. They are just on the cusp of kind of a breakout thing recently, and so it's all
Yeah, a little wishy-washy.
A little I'm not going to Paris to see them, but thinking of seeing live music is like, oh yeah. So that's where I got that from. Let's see here. Loc. Oh my God, how do you pronounce this? Locuas. Locaus. Locaus.
Just say it like get a little bit of Christopher Walken in there. Klaus.
Locaus. Grandma Impa has been the most competent member of the government.
Yeah.
We love our Grandma Impa.
I don't know when did we as a society make Impa a grandma? Because in Ocarina of Time, she was just like a Stone Cold Stunner. Not like Stone Cold Stunner like the wrestling move. She was just like a babe. She was like a babe warrior. But then all of a sudden, I think it might have been in Breath of the Wild or Skyward Sword. Yeah. She just became an old granny, but like a kung fu granny, like a little bit like a Susan Shearfist, if you will. Miyamoto watches one episode of Adventures Night Side Quest and is like, "This is what we will do with."
This is what we need. We need Grandma. Yeah, in Breath of the Wild, she was definitely Grandma. I did not play much of Skyward Sword, so I do not remember.
Yeah, you're missing out. There's a lot of birds in Skyward Sword.
I'm good.
Yeah,
the birds are my least favorite part of the Zelda universe.
You weren't like, what? This is a great series. You know what it could use? Just a shit ton of birds. Just
more.
Just lousy
birds.
with birds.
More birds. Pure Pyro, thank you for the super chat. Jack's To Be Fair recommendation of the week. Sicario is on Tubi.
Oh, what a movie.
Boom.
What a movie. Great shootout. That's people never mention Sicario when we talk about Denis Villeneuve.
Well, like his sci-fi has definitely like overshadowed anything else, right? Denis Villeneuve, but Sicario, early Denis Villeneuve movie, it's on Tubi. You can watch it right now. You don't even have to sign up for shit. You can just watch it and enjoy phenomenal filmmaking.
Sick as hell.
Boom. Boom, you're welcome,
Have you ever
everyone.
seen Sicario 2, Day of the Soldado?
I did not.
Not as good as Sicario 1. Still pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Not a bad movie.
That's, you know what? I'll be honest. That's shocking that it's not a bad movie.
Also, look what echo I'm about to learn. If you think it's roasted meat, you're goddamn right it's roasted meat.
What?
You learned the meat echo. Oh!
What?
My goal in life is to learn the meat echo.
And how do you think you can utilize a meat echo? This is my question to you.
Curing world hunger. Maybe this is a if there's like moblins, you can throw this and they'll get distracted and they'll just munch on some meat.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Matthew Muir says, in response to Zelda, quote-unquote, not being playable, says, fair. I personally think it counts as playable Zelda, but those are fair arguments against that. Yeah, no, basically, to me, that's a gray area. Like, I think, when we talk about, like, playing as Zelda, colloquially, we mean, like, Zelda is the main character.
I said before that Meat Echo is my favorite Echo, and Pot Echo is not my favorite Echo. Just get a bunch of Zelda just loves that pot.
My
Echo,
God,
if you know what I mean. We're talking about the 420 Blazers.
We're talking. We can't technically do it here in Wisconsin, but we just take a trip down to Illinois, baby.
Oh, Achi Machi Beloit, watch out! Got an electro apple. What the hell's an electro apple?
For those of you who don't know, Beloit is a city in Wisconsin that is right on the cusp of the Wisconsin-Illinois border, which has become just a stoner hub.
It really is.
Because you can like hop back and forth between Illinois and Wisconsin and just be like, I'm legal here, illegal there.
Yeah, it's great. Kind of be alive. Yeah, one of the reasons I always hear that it's not legal in Wisconsin is because of the Tavern League. That the Tavern League has a stranglehold on Wisconsin. Drinking is a huge, and bars are a big source of revenue in Wisconsin, and that they're worried that if they put some of the wacky tobacco here, people aren't going to go out. People are just going to stay home. Stay home and watch a movie.
Oh, fuck. And that is true. That is true. The Tavern League is staunchly against any sort of legalization effort that is put forward, even though, like, in every single, like, how do the people feel about this? It has been overwhelmingly like, yes, make it legal. Yeah. But yes, it's basically business owners being like, but then my business might not do as well. Then people might drive drunk less. Oh.
That's the thing. It's so much more dangerous. Like the amount of drunk driving that occurs in Wisconsin is terrifying. Genuinely terrifying.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like my business where my customers get loaded and then drive home. But yeah, they are a huge. I forget the name of when you lobby. They are a huge lobbying group here in Wisconsin, and they suck sometimes.
Yeah. Also, I believe this is Link's house. We see Link's little tunic cap up here on his bedpost. Look, he's got a little Keepa Gabora stuffed animal here, the owl man.
Oh,
he's got some cobwebs. This boy needs to sweep up. Obviously,
I mean, he's living that bachelor life.
He is. Yeah. Make your bed also. You like almost fully made your bed. Maybe he like hopped out because he had to be like, oh shit, I gotta go on a journey.
Well, this started with him saving Zelda, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, he was busy. It's fine.
It's like how like firefighters when like the fire alarm goes off, they just throw their shit and then jump in their trucks. Is that how firefighters work? I watched Backdraft once.
Is their pants are just ready by the truck?
Yeah. Fire pants.
Yeah. That's actually how they work. Their pants are just there so they can hop in them and hoist them up.
Do you have like a pair of pants near your minivan in case you ever need to like rush out of the house in a hurry?
I do. Okay, by the way, so I am a very light sleeper.
Okay.
And I am mildly paranoid. I am aware of my own paranoia. But I do keep a pair of pants near my bed when I go to bed in case I need to stop a burglar.
That's
this is not.
Do you think the pants will help you stop the burglar, or you just want to at least be like equipped to stop the burglar with pants?
What if I need to run outside? What if I just want a pair of pants? What if a fire starts and I need to leave the house? I just want something to cover any sort of junk that might be flapping in the wind.
My neighbors would be lucky. They would be fortunate to see my shit all exposed everywhere. It would be a treat for them. We're learning a sign. What are you gonna do with a sign?
A sign echo?
It opened up my eyes. I'm getting a little worried that this is going to be this menu here is going to be cumbersome.
This is what I was just about to ask. Is how many is it unlimited echoes?
Yeah, so every time you learn one, you know it forever. And the little triangle above the head of them, that is how many sort of echo points it costs. As you can see, our little golden Metroid Juggalo has 3 triangles behind it. And so we can summon 3 things. And then if you summon a 4th... did you see I summoned the bats and the lady got all scared? I'm sorry, lady. These are friendly bats. It's fine.
Oh, Zelda's a dark wizard now.
And then if you summon a 4th, the first one just goes away. So it's not like it's a consumable resource. It's just summon at your heart's content. But I'm a little worried that this is... And you can, I guess, sort by last learned, cost, type, most used. I guess most used.
Could you favorite one, I wonder?
No, which seems like you should be able to almost create playlists or like the equivalent of like, here's my combat, like here are all my combat ones I want to pull out. Here's my puzzle solving ones.
Like in Breath of the Wild, I think they had like a favorite system where it's like, oh yeah, I'm using this, these eggs a lot.
Yeah,
I want these in mine.
Even Tears of the Kingdom got a little cumbersome when you were trying to be like, oh, I want to create arrows with rockets attached to them. You couldn't kind of batch do them. You had to like open up that menu every time.
Yeah.
But
where like this could be a very mild argument, but if it's something you're using often, it's mild arguments can stack up.
Well, I'm also we're less an hour into the game, and I'm already like, damn, there's a lot of stuff here, and I'm assuming it's just we're gonna keep getting more stuff.
Yeah. Sussy Guru, thank you for the super chat over in YouTube. Marty, how often do you fall out of your bed while sleeping?
Oh, in reference to me being worried about the mountain climbers? No, not often, I guess. No. I mean,
okay.
Probably I haven't fallen out of my bed since college.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like my freshman year in the dorms, I remember just getting really drunk and like falling out of my bed once. It wasn't good.
Okay, but no. So it's like a never. Like this is a net. You don't ever. This isn't even a semi-rig. Oh my God! Look at that map.
This is a beefy. Like this is way bigger than because it has. Okay, stop fucking talking about riffs. I want to see the map. The map kind of has like. At first, it was like, oh, it's a little Link to the Pasty with the castle in the middle, and we got the mountain and everything. It just seems way bigger, though.
That's good question mark?
Yeah, assuming there's fun stuff. And it has sort of it has all the races that we have come to expect, or species. I don't know what we want to call them from modern Zelda games. It's got the Gerudos in the desert there. It's got the Gorons in the mountain. It's got the fish folks. It's got the Scrubbies.
Modern Dungeons and Dragons has switched over to species.
Species, not races. Okay, okay. You know, if it's good enough for D&D, it's good enough for me and me.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoa. Oh. Some people, I want to say Pathfinder uses ancestries instead of species. But that also could be a different thing. So
that
it's
seems
like
a bit of a mouthful.
It's all up in the air. Yeah. It's all up in the air. I understand, like, the connotation. Races has a different connotation.
Sure, yeah.
Especially in modern times as we're trying to be more...
Honestly, I like... the thing I like about it's just a single syllable. So just I'm fine with getting a new word. Just make it a single syllable.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like poik.
Yeah. Well, let's just call them poiks.
Poiks. Like what? What poik are you? Great. That is a word I just made up. Lucas, thank you for the YouTube super chat. Original Zelda. Okay. Oh, here we go. Original Zelda. Irka. What's her name?
Impa.
Impa is old. Ocarina of Time, young baddie. Quote unquote young baddie. Skyward Sword, both because time travel. Breath of the Wild, old.
Oh, that's right. Skyward Sword, she was both. Okay, so she's been.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna Google
this bad.
I'm gonna Google Impa. Original or no, NES Legend of Zelda.
This man right here, in whose wife fell in the void. The number of eyes in wife makes me read this in the Borat voice. My wife, can you hear me? I'm right here. Wah wah wee wah. So
my
Borat
wife.
I'm sorry, Borat.
Oh, okay. But what does she look like in the game? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, in the game, Impa, in the original Legend of Zelda, if you remember, like, the old lady in the red hood with the white hair.
Okay, that was Impa.
That's Impa in the original Legend of Zelda for the NES. And in, like, the cartoon adaptations, like, yeah, she's very old lady.
Okay. So it was in like the late 90s on N64, Miyamoto-san, famed horn dog, was like, we got to make her a real sexy lady for this one.
I mean, her and the fairies, right? Nothing but big old poly tits everywhere.
Oh my God! Bigger. He's got.
Can we get bigger polygon tits, please?
That was the only reason that they decided to go 3D. I feel like I'm gonna.
Sir George Lucas says, "Hey Jack, can you do a video to explain all of these Pathfinders and 5th editions to us mortals?" Jesse, Galena, and I are working on something. We haven't quite figured out the format yet, but we are working on something to do some sort of explainer series.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is yet.
Kind of in the vein of Jesse did the RPG help desk kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So that is something I know Jesse loved doing. I know folks enjoyed. So that is something that is going to exist in some form. We just need to figure out the form.
Yeah, and we've had a couple. What I'll say is we've had a couple like kind of script passes and a couple conversations, and it's the tricky thing is figuring out like what to talk about, like what's an important topic, and then like for non-video people. It's something like when you have a finished product, it's really easy to see what the format in the product is. But before that, when you have to figure out
what
the
does this
format,
look like? Yeah.
Yes, like what does this look like is the hardest thing, and right now that is our biggest barrier, which is just like, what do we want this to look like to make sure that what we explain is easy to understand?
Yeah, and you also have to be like, okay, who are we making this for? Like, is this a what expertise level? Is this for like people who literally have never played this before? Is it people who've played but want to learn it a little bit more? Is it people who really know D&D but want to know about Pathfinder? So it's like
exactly.
There's a lot that goes into that.
There is, and so it's just a lot of figuring out, and eventually, like, we just have to make a choice, and like, we'll just see if this works.
Yeah.
I think we have a good topic. We have a good topic for our first test episode, which is both in the realm of like, if you're new to D&D, or if you've played a little bit, you might forget, which is talking about cover.
Talking about cover? Like
cover.
Taking cover in battles.
Taking cover in battles. If you are in half cover, so like if you are standing behind a bar, like let's say you are in a fight in a tavern, if you move your character behind the bar, which would be considered half cover, you get +4 to your armor class.
Yeah.
Never do people use this.
Yeah. I in the D&D game I was playing a few years ago, one of my friends' character, I think they were like a rogue, whatever they were. They did a lot of sneaky attacks with a crossbow, and they would just like randomly start taking cover in the middle of battles to get like attacks of opportunity or whatever, or like it'd be like, oh, I'm in cover now, so they don't see me, so I'm able to get like a crazy attack right now.
Yeah, and it's like just like you are harder to hit if you are in quarter cover. Like if you're behind a chair, you get +2 to your armor class, and it's like, oh, this whole system is here to encourage more dynamic battles. It's there to encourage you to move and use all of your shit during battles, and everyone forgets about it.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets about it. And so it's like, okay, now how do we... Oh my God, what are you doing?
I'm trying to break this game. I'm trying... You can just get on top of these trees. Like, there's no...
Oh my God.
There's no laws in Hyrule anymore.
Oh
like,
my God, look
this
at
was a
you.
natural barrier, and I'm like, no, I'm leaving. I'm getting on top of these trees and seeing what's going on. This is, like,
Hell
very
yeah,
much
that's so great.
Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Like, if you can get creative enough... Yeah, the path is to go around, but you can just go over if you can get creative enough. And so I stacked some beds. Yeah. I put a trampoline on there. Now I'm going to have my bats.
That's great.
Just fucking kill everything.
That's beautiful. I think that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Cover is so underutilized in battles because so many GMs don't make interesting terrain. Well, and so, like, by the way, now you're kind of going down the spiral that Jesse and I are, where it's like, is this video for GMs? Is it for players?
Yeah. I do like the idea. Oh, fucking snakes.
Fucking snakes.
Oh my God, it's whacking day. I do like the idea of like a bunch of things that, hey, you keep forgetting about these like mechanics that can A, be super helpful, but B, just like really add texture to a game and to a world.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think like that's one of those like, and so like that's what we're trying to focus on for both D&D and Pathfinder, because of course, like, and really fucking any tabletop game, there's so many goddamn rules that these kind of things are important to remember. And so like hopefully we will find the right format and the right flow. Like, I like it to be a conversation. We want to utilize visual aids, which probably means like, you know, making a little Foundry situation. Maybe we do something animated because we have all these animated characters.
Yeah.
But you got to figure out what it looks like before you make it, which is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, is this a full-length video? Is this a short? Is it? Yeah.
Can it be both? Like, can we make a full-length video and then break it up into shorts?
Yeah. But
Making
then you have to.
Is really hard.
But then you have to have vertical in mind because, like, oh, okay, we got to make sure all the interesting shit is in the middle of the screen so that when we verticadize it, I believe verticadize is the actual term.
Verticadize. Verticadavra.
Oh no.
Keeper Dace over in Twitch says, Jack, have you ever played the TTRPG Lancer? I have not, and I don't even know if I've heard of Lancer, though that's a cool ass name.
Lancer's a very cool name.
Lancer. Lance Hendrickson.
Lance Hendrickson's great. Playing this game is also there's a bit of slowdown when a lot of stuff's going on. It is. You need the Super Switch Nintendo, please.
Oh, is it?
They need it.
There's noticeable chug.
There's noticeable chug, which there was in Link's Awakening as well. And I don't know, maybe if I play it docked, it's probably not going to be. Well, I am playing it docked. What am I talking about?
You are playing it. I was going to say you have to be playing it docked.
Where am I?
For both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, for me, like, I came across, and this wasn't an issue for everyone, I personally came across a ton of chug.
Yeah. And I guess it's almost like, oh, what is your, how much can you stomach? I'm pretty, like, I don't know, I'm not like a crazy, like, everything needs to be 120 frames per second kind of thing, but just with this, it's like, all right, I'm very much looking forward to this new hardware. Whereas, like, when I play PS5 games, I'm not like, I need a PS5 Pro. I don't know, games seem fine to me.
Yeah, no, that's like, you know, it's almost like we care about the games more than the hardware.
Yeah.
And if the hardware can help the games, then we're all for it. But if you're just putting out bullshit new hardware, we don't care.
Yeah.
Sony, we're looking at you. You know, like, if you started this with whole, like, you can get 5 more Astrobots if we get a new PlayStation 5 Pro, it's like, okay, fine. Now you're convincing me.
Yeah.
But Astrobot, with its 1 billion particle effects,
Yeah.
plays pretty
Yeah,
smoothly.
them trying to be like, hey, you could see more of the grass in 2013's The Last of Us. I'm like, what? I don't need to.
We do not care about that, Sony. Human Shield, thank you for the super chat. Nothing better than eating an edible and watching Bob Ross. It's one of those perfect combinations that exists in the world.
Bob Ross is great.
I'm a square. I'm a square is what I will say. I as I discussed last weekend with a friend, I'm raw dog in life. So
You have caffeine, right?
caffeine. You're right. I have caffeine and I have my ADHD medication.
Yeah.
But
So hot dog in life.
well, we were talking, you know, like watching bad movies and whatnot. And they're like, yeah, but you don't drink or anything. I was like, right, I don't. And they're like, so you're just raw dogging like life? And I said, hell yeah.
Raw dog in life. Oh, that's good stuff.
But hey, you know what, Human Shield? If that's what makes you happy, fucking find your joy, and that's great.
Yeah. Find your
Look,
joy.
I mean,
and cook. Why don't you go out and what's the opposite of like raw dog? Cooked dog? Cooked dog. That life.
Yeah, like hey, if you just want to eat some edibles and watch Bob Ross, like man, find your joy in your life. I'm glad you found it, Human Shield. Pure Pyro, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Oracle of Season/Ages?
Fairies will jump right in. Oracle of Season, Oracle of Ages. I replayed one of them recently because they both came to, I believe it was Seasons I replayed. They both came to the Switch Online thing, and a lot of fun ideas. Some interesting dungeons. They feel a little cumbersome to me, and a little like again, like Capcom did the development on those, and there's like a little bit of the good part of Capcom doing is it feels like they bring a lot of fresh ideas to the table. The bad part of that is it feels like it is lacking that crazy polish that the Nintendo proper games have.
Sure.
So it's I guess that's a little trade-off there. So interesting. I'm glad they exist. I do want to see Nintendo get maybe loosen their grip a little bit on some of their franchises and let other folks take a stab at stuff. Like I thought that the Cadence of Hyrule, the Crypt of the Necrodancer Zelda game, I thought that might open the doors for Nintendo to be like, oh, there's some interesting indie developers out there. What would they do with a Star Fox or a Metroid or something like that? But I don't know if Nintendo's going to do that.
No, well, and like even with like Mario and Rabbids, like this was like a very different world. And it's like it generally was popular. It wasn't necessarily my thing, but it was generally popular.
Yeah, the games were good. Yeah, I will agree. Like that, just that sort of tactical game isn't exactly in my wheelhouse, but I think it's really cool that they did it. And I would like to see them
absolutely. Like. And, as they get older and as, like, listen, old guard of Nintendo is aging. As the new guard comes in.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we will see a loosening because that's where some really interesting stuff can come to fruition. What did I see the other day? Is like it was a fan-made Super Mario Brothers or what was the Super Nintendo Super Mario Brothers? Mario World.
Yeah.
It was a fan-made Super Mario World Metroidvania.
Incredible.
In which you had to find you start with like barely you can jump, but it's a very weak jump.
Yeah.
And you have to go through this world, and you get an ability to jump more. Then you get an ability to wall jump. Then you get your cape, and so it's
okay, I like that. Yeah.
Finding all of the Mario staples helps you explore the world more. It's like, oh, this is perfect. And it looked a little jank because it's fan-made, but we'll grow a little bit. Test some stuff out.
Yeah.
We like that.
You even, one of the probably the most successful new Nintendo franchise in 10, 15 years has been Splatoon, which was like a young guard game. This was like, we're gonna let our like young weirdos take a stab at a game, and that's like how you get the Splatoon is huge, especially in Japan. Like fucking kids love Splatoon there, and part of it is because it wasn't like the olds who I love who are making Zelda and Mario. It was letting the youngs get out there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like it is still played amongst the youths.
Youths love it.
The youths love it.
The youth of the nation, as POD
We
would say.
are.
As Pod would say.
And we all listen to
We
Pod.
love Pod.
We love Pod.
Yeah. Creators of the podcast.
Yeah, that's fair. Friends of the podcast, friends of the pod.
Friends of the Pod.
Wow. Storm Templar says, "Poor Jack. Did you raw dog the Puppet Master movies?" I raw dog life, Storm Templar. Yes, I raw dog the puppet. I wrote notes.
God.
What was supposed to be?
How many of those were there?
There's 15 of them.
Jesus.
You know, all I'm going to say is any sort of conversation I may or may not have had with another person about the Puppet Master movies ended up being any conversation I had with someone about the first 7 Puppet Master movies, we ended up shooting for 3 hours.
Oh, no. So not only did you spend dozens of hours of your life watching the movies, but then you're going to spend another several hours of your life discussing, critiquing the
having conversations.
Do we think Darren has his thoughts on the Puppet Master? What is the over-under on the amount of Puppet Master films Darren has seen? Is it over-under 1?
I'm going to imagine that Darren has seen more than 3 of them.
Okay, yeah.
I cannot confirm that, but I will say, like obviously, as the years went on, there was a significant decline in quality. Probably most of people actually probably know Puppet Master 7, aka Retro Puppet Master, only because that is the movie that famously stars Greg Sestero.
Oh, of the Room fame.
Of the Room fame. As the story goes, according to Greg, the Disaster Artist book, is the reason why Tommy Wiseau wrote The Room is because he was very jealous of Greg being starring in this big American action movie.
That explains everything that Tommy Wiseau was like, I need to make my own Puppet Master. Like, that explains a
lot. Yes, so it's very, very interesting. As it goes on, obviously, the quality lessens significantly.
Were any of them capital G good?
No.
Okay.
Some of them are lowercase g good. Some of them are very interesting. Some of them are fun.
Yeah.
Some of them are fun. Most people probably remember Puppet Master 2. I saw Puppet Master 2 way too young. A core memory.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Puppet Masters movie. I've seen a lot of Ghoulies. I know they're different, but I like when the Ghoulies go to college. I like the covers of Ghoulie movies where they're coming out of toilets. Any movie where the cover is a dude coming out of a toilet, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
I'll give it a spin.
I'll give it a spin.
I'll spin.
No, and Ghoulies was part of Empire Pictures.
Okay.
And when Empire Pictures went bankrupt, that's when they started Full Moon Pictures and released the first Puppet Master. And I do believe that they were able to hold on to the rights of Ghoulies. So
this is a Ghoulies gritty reboot.
So what I'm saying is there is an opportunity for a Ghoulies Puppet Master universe.
Incredible. Finally, the shared horror universe we've all wanted.
Puppet Master 9 or 10 is Demonic Toys versus Puppet Master, in which the Demonic Toys universe meet up with the Puppet Master universe. Starring
a real Avengers
starring oh, what's his name? I'm gonna forget his fucking name.
Matthew
Lillard. Oh God, if they could get Matthew, they couldn't get Matthew Lillard. Starring Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman.
They could definitely get Corey Feldman.
Starring Corey Feldman and the lady from the bowling movie.
Kingpin.
And the lady from Kingpin.
I don't remember who the lady in Kingpin was.
That's all. No, I don't even. And I saw Demonic Toys vs. Puppet Master is the lady from Kingpin.
Kingpin's a fun one.
Yeah. So, will there be Puppet Master discussion coming soon? Storm Templar, more than you ever wanted. There will be.
This is a real monkey's paw here.
More than you ever wanted. There will be Puppet Master discussion. Oh my God, that is the cool ass Echo.
I saw. Yeah, he's a beef stew. Oh, what did they do? Yeah, and I was able to kill him because he's like super dangerous, and he's a three. Yeah. He's a threer, so he costs 3. So he's the only Echo I can have at a given time. I also like that they can't hurt you.
Yeah,
your own
that's
Echo.
right.
I was able to kill him because I got a fire Echo, and he's a scrub, and I just set him on fire to tame him. Wait, I'm gonna see if I can. Can you hover? Can we hover?
Oh, that would be cool if you could like use him as a helicopter. Oh,
you can a little bit. No, I'm about to fall to my death.
You can now slowly fall to your death, though. Huh?
Famous last words. Oh, this is kind of scary. Oh, she's got fucking.
Oh my God. Oh, is that my wife?
My wife. She's got glasses.
Sir George Lucas says they were talking about He-Man during Devil May Cry last night. I remember Masters of the Universe being funny schlock. You should watch that for movie thing over Borderlands.
Oh, I genuinely like the Masters of the Universe movie. Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella,
right? Courtney Cox,
young Courtney Cox. What a movie! Yeah.
What a goddamn movie.
They didn't put Orko in the movie, which I find weird because he was one of my favorites in the cartoon. He's the little wizard man. But instead, they put this weird little dwarf man. I also remember there's a set piece where they I believe they go to a KFC and they have fried chicken for the first time, and they're like, "This is way better than the food in Eternity." Which shout out to fried chicken.
Hey, gotta pay for the movie. Gotta pay for the movie. All right. I think, for our Phoenix tier movie night, which is tonight, by the way, if you want to join us for movie discussion, you hop up to that Phoenix level. I don't know if I can say what movie we're watching. But if you read Sir George Lucas's comment, you can figure it out. But it's one of those things where it's like, I think a lot of movies I see someone saying, why not watch Hundreds of Beavers? As soon as Hundreds of Beavers is released on physical media, that is a very real possibility because I want it. I think we should all watch Hundreds of Beavers.
Listen, we're all here at the Church of Beavers.
We're all Beaver boys, big Beaver boys.
She was a
we
Beaver
We started
boy.
the stream talking about Winona's big brown beaver. Primus, hello.
What?
That's a Primus song.
Okay.
Winona's got a big brown beaver.
I was very worried. We were talking. I was just worried.
Sure.
It's a worrisome thing to say.
It's one of Primus's Winona's big brown beaver is probably one of Primus's most famous songs.
Are there songs in like a cinematic universe? Does Winona, does she know Jerry, the race car driver?
I assume Winona, Jerry, Tom the Fisherman, Mud.
Yeah, a lot of songs about folks.
Yeah, a lot of songs about folks. Les Claypool has talked about the inspirations behind My Name is Mud, which, listen, everybody, after the stream, just listen to My Name is Mud. It's fucking awesome.
And then listen to My Name is Jonah.
And fuck, the Blue album's so good.
Weezer.
A little Weezer, but it is like the song is very much about this this like low life degenerate named Mud who is like violent and kind of tweaker, and he's like, oh yeah, that's just someone I knew back in the day, like who was a tweaker out on the streets. My name is Mud. Fuck, I love Mud. Watch watch old Primus music videos too. It's just like these boys did not give a fuck. Loved them so much. Famously, Les Claypool was friends with the guitar player from Metallica. Like they went to the same high school.
Oh.
And so like Les Claypool, his bass playing style is very strange and unusual. It is not normal bass playing. But after Metallica's original bass player died in a bus crash, they invited Les Claypool to try out for them. And of course, like if you can think, knowing if anyone knows Metallica's style and Primus's style, trying to imagine Les Claypool playing with Metallica, it is oil and water, but it's fun to think about. It's fun to think about him even auditioning.
Yeah. Like, oh, this pretty obviously wasn't going to work from the get-go, but...
Yeah. So, Kirk Hammett is who Jack means. Great.
Is that the drummer?
The guitar player?
Or the guitar player, not the drummer. The drummer's the guy who
I believe
makes the
Kirk Hammett. Hold on, I'm going to Google him. I believe he is a guitar player for Metallica. Yes.
Old Kirk McGirt.
Old Kirk, yeah. And so, like, I would, if I don't believe it exists, but in a perfect world, we would be able to see that audition of Les Claypool and Metallica, of just like, no, this cannot work together. And by the way, we don't want it to work together because Primus is Primus.
Do you think legally, after a certain amount of time, they should have to release all the audition tapes from every band and movie ever?
Don't you think that would be fun?
I think that'd be go back to the original Star Wars. There's always there's all sorts of apocryphal stories about, like, oh, Toshiro Mifune was going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi and Burt Reynolds was going to be Han Solo. That just the Burt Reynolds thing just might have been an SNL skit, but regardless.
Or like, you know, the Wachowskis pitching Will Smith on Neo.
Yeah.
Which Will Smith tells
Sean Connery turning down Gandalf.
Sean Connery is Gandalf. In the original Will Smith Matrix, Val Kilmer was Morpheus.
I mean, I love the Matrix, but I also want to see that Matrix.
Like, that's a fun world.
Who would be the Trinity in that movie? Janine Garofalo? Like, I'm trying to think who makes sense there. Who in the late 90s?
Was the It girl in 1998?
90s.
Yeah. 1990. Well, it would be 1997. Hold on. 1997 It girl. I don't even know if this will do anything.
Yeah,
no, that doesn't.
That was like early
Britney Spears. Britney Spears would be Trinity.
Spears. God.
Ooh, Halle Berry. Halle Berry is Trinity.
I think she'd actually be great. I mean, literally the three of them are perfect, and I don't want anyone else. But
oh yeah, no, and I am someone who unapologetically loves Will Smith as an actor. I think Will Smith is a very good actor, and I like his style in even his schlockier action movies. Yeah. Halle Berry obviously is an Academy Award-winning actress.
Oh my God, 14 says Gillian Anderson. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Oh God, my teenage self just cannot leave his room at the moment.
David Duchovny is the Merovingian. Shout out to the Merovingian. I hope he's doing well.
They wanted Janet Jackson to be Trinity. That's crazy.
Can Janet Jackson act? I literally don't. Have I ever seen her in anything?
Right. The bad music or the Rhythm Nation music video. She has a tour de force of acting. But yeah, so it's like those kind of things are very fun. I don't know, because I don't think it got past the Will Smith like pitching stage, which if you watch, Will Smith has a very fun video talking about how poorly the Wachowskis pitched him The Matrix.
Oh, that's funny.
Because of course, how do you pitch The Matrix, like a groundbreaking concept and movie, to normal people?
Yeah. How do you convince someone that it's like, oh, this is just gonna be like a live action anime?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know what that is.
What's an anime?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
What? Wait, so there's people in pods and the robots are also people in a computer world? Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid, but wonderful to think about stuff like that. Alex Armstrong, thank you for the super chat over on YouTube. Okay, so this is a question to me, but I will also pose it to Marty, which is final meal. Go as big as you want.
Oh yeah, no, we talked about this. Was I believe Alex asked us on a stream or a podcast I was on this week.
Okay.
Oh, I think it was Windbreakers. We talked about it, and I said if I could go as big as I want, it would be there was a seafood restaurant in LA called the Hungry Cat that I went to several times, and it is now closed. But they had the greatest hamburger I've ever had in my life, and I had it several times, and it was always perfect. And I think about that hamburger more often than I think about some of my loved ones. It was truly a perfect culinary experience.
Oh, that's great.
Back. What about you? What's your death row meal?
First of all, I'm just loving now that you are in full 2D, like you get the climbing spider as a go-to ladder everywhere.
I was like, how the fuck do I get up here? Because I couldn't trampoline enough. I'm like, oh, the spider webs.
Spider, that's so great. I do wonder, like, if that is able to translate at all in the 2.5 in the isometric world.
Yeah, what would that even be? Just
when you're back out there, try to summon the spider and see what happens. I enjoy food.
Oh yeah, it did work.
Oh fuck!
It like creates a little thread like on the ceiling. Oh shit!
Oh,
it costs 2, so I can't have 2 up yet. I believe you can upgrade throughout the game. Obviously, to get more. You know what I'm going back to the old standard. Get some beds.
Just put a bed in there.
Bed bridge. Also, need to recoup some health. Just pretend you're dead on this bed.
I'm just gonna lay down. I need 5 goddamn minutes. I just need 5 minutes of silence. God damn it. Oh no, I wasn't yelling at you, Cookie.
Oh no, Cookie!
No, I'm sorry.
No, Cookie! Oh no, what have we done? What have we done?
She's okay. That's how little I yell in real life.
Cookie's like, oh no.
Because like something is wrong.
Is there a burglar? Do you need to put your burglar pants on?
I accept my own paranoia. I do enough to prepare myself, but I know, like, listen, it's gonna be fine. I'm just I'm an incredibly light sleeper.
Gotcha.
So it's like, just have some pants ready. Okay, so final meal.
Yes.
I love food. Like just a lot of things we'll do. There is a local pizza place called Classic Slice Pizza that has a pizza called the Meatallica.
Wow.
Speaking of Metallica, that is, several meats, and it's one of the most delicious pizza pies that I have ever eaten. They also, they don't make it anymore. They used to have a Top Gun pizza, which was mashed potatoes and bacon and cheese on top of with like a garlic white sauce. And it was incredible, and I loved every moment of it.
I used to be a white sauce hater, and I've now become a white sauce enjoyer.
So but if I was feeling extra schmaltzy, if I was feeling like, okay, this is it, this is my meal before I die. Growing up, my mom, listen, not the greatest cook in the world, not. Sure. Home cooked meals were not a thing we had a lot growing up. Like, we were McDonald's kids, almost far too often. far too often. But a meal that my mom did make every once in a while was tuna noodle casserole.
Oh yeah.
Which is, it's just eggshell noodles, cream of mushroom soup, and canned tuna.
Yeah. But that's like a nostalgia. Like, that literally, I bet eating that would like transport you back to being a kid.
Oh, full ratatouille.
Yeah.
Like, like I am now a child again. And so it's like, depending on how schmaltzy I was feeling, I would have a mediocre chef make me tuna noodle casserole.
I love that. Yeah, that is straight transported. Up. What is it, Anton Ego? Is that his name? The Ratatouille?
Yes.
Yeah.
And and s'mores Pop-Tarts for dessert.
Oh my god, that sounds great! I love it.
Because that was the only thing I ate as a teenager was tuna noodle casserole
and s'mores Pop-Tarts.
Fuck yeah! So there you go. Yeah. There's a little schmaltz for you. For your a little Friday morning schmaltz for your coffee.
There you go. New name for the stream. Friday morning schmaltz.
Oh, by the way, like, we can bring a morning stream back. We do need to figure out what we're streaming next. I know there has been talk of me going through Lies of P, and it's like, well, we'll see if we can unfriend zone Jess Hoops for to join me for Lies of P, as she is
friend zone.
She is our Lies of P expert.
Yeah.
I know some people are wanting some Lords of the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Ooh, he looks great.
A little
He
dark
looks
nut.
like a cool Echo.
A little nutty dark. I'm just going back to old.
But by the way, if this is as big as I want for meal, I want 1990s Pop-Tarts because modern day Pop-Tarts, they are shrinkflating the hell out of both the filling and the frosting on top. They are
I know it's just
unrecognizable.
this is like the most old man shit ever, but like I feel like everything. Every once in a while, I buy Reese's peanut butter cups, and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened to this nation of ours?
Shrinkflation happened, Marty.
Yeah.
It's real thing. Not only are we paying more for our shit, they are now less shit. It is, we are paying more for less things, and it sucks.
We need to. You know what we need to do? We need to rock the vote.
It's high seas in the morning in Wisconsin. We're rocking that boat.
I said rock the vote. We can also rock the boat, though. As long as something gets rocked, I think we'll be able. To fix things.
I was mid-sip, Marky, when you said rock. You said rock the vote?
I said rock the vote. Like, we need to vote. We need to get everyone out of office who's allowing this. And if I just want your one platform to be, we're going to make Pop-Tarts what they used to be.
I think like the funny thing in my head is I heard rock the boat, which by the way also makes sense within this context.
Oh, absolutely. We need to rock the boat. The boat hasn't been rocked in too long. The boat's been too stable.
I went on my, goofy rocking the boat literally, like we're in a boat and we're on the high seas.
Sure, yeah.
And when you said I said rock the boat,
yeah.
It almost made me spit out my grapefruit juice all over my computer and monitors and keyboard.
I don't know if we could do rock the vote. That might have been a Diddy. No, Diddy was vote or die. Regardless, I don't want to do any of the things Diddy did.
Correct.
So, yeah, we could just vote.
If we've learned any
lessons,
lessons,
vote regularly.
Don't do what Diddy did.
No.
Yeah. No.
Don't go to sleep. I need what's going on with this thing? Something's going on with this
Who
shit.
hates No, it's Hades just wasn't for me, everybody. It's fine. It's a
I didn't
fine
realize
game.
you didn't hate it.
It's just wasn't for me.
Which is fine.
It's not how I like my roguelikes to be.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah, like it's obviously like a ton of people love it, and oh no, you fell.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with the shield. Every
And
game's
good
not
for you. Oh
everyone.
yeah.
Every game's not for everyone.
Right. So it's like, it's great if it's for you. Like for me, the kind of the upgrades didn't feel substantial. Oh, there you go. It didn't feel substantial enough. And it's like, I didn't necessarily, I know everyone kind of loves the story, and you all know me, I'm not a story person. So it's like, yeah. Huh. So
Except when it comes to
yes, I know.
Master films, you're a story person. That's the only time you're truly a story
Okay.
person.
All right, here's a little preview. Here's something I will mention. The lore of the Puppet Master films changes almost every single film. Who the Puppet Master is, where the powers came from, changes almost every single film, and is also different in the limited 4-issue run of comics that they made in the 90s.
Excuse me? Who made the comics? Rob Liefeld, just tons of muscles and feet. Wow, you own them? You really do your research.
I do my research, Marty. Published by Eternity Comics.
Yeah.
Famously, Eternity went out of business, not necessarily because of, but one of their very bad business decisions was they published Mickey Mouse comics without the express consent of Disney.
Disney's not litigious. They won't come after us.
Fucking fuck, y'all.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. So trying to keep the lore straight in the Puppet Master universe is insane.
I assume
But
you
yes.
bought those for this current project, right?
Correct. Correct.
Can I add it? You had to like buy them off eBay or something?
Yeah, I bought them off of eBay.
Were they
They were
expensive?
reasonably priced because these are, you know, the condition wasn't great. I don't care about like them as collector's item. So it was pretty reasonably priced. I think I paid less for them than I paid for my 4-issue run of Waterworld comics.
Incredible. Was that just like an adaptation of the movie or like an original story?
It's actually an original story. It's what happens after the movie, and it's a pretty damn good story. Some of the the other the main villain is really cool. The art's a little hit or miss. Some of the art is very miss because Kevin Costner threatened to sue the comics maker if they made the Mariner look too much like him.
That's really funny.
So they had to draw the Mariner looking very differently.
So did it take place because it doesn't the movie end they find land or whatever? They find
Yeah,
land
but
in the world?
if you remember the
Dirt
movie,
world?
the Mariner does return to sea.
Yeah, you'd have to change his name if you did. Can't
Right,
be the
right,
Mariner
he is
on
not-
land. Be an asshole.
He's not comfortable on land because he is something new, and so he goes off on a new adventure, and some of it's actually pretty badass. The story, the villain's awesome. Some cool stuff in the Waterworld comics, which I bought on my own because I'm a huge Waterworld fan.
Waterworld's great.
Yeah.
The Waterworld stunt show that they used to have. Great. One of the all-time best.
That was
stunt
the
shows.
greatest.
Yeah.
It's the fucking greatest.
Oh, shit.
Fucking
He's still alive. I thought he was dead.
Sussy. Oh, I thought he was dead. Sussy Guru 2000. Thanks for the super chat. How long would it take Cookie to start eating you if you passed away in your sleep? I don't know if there would be anything left after Biscuit ate me, the cat. And Biscuit would start eating me an hour after normal breakfast or dinner time.
Would not last long.
Would not last long. Biscuit would eat me, has nibbled on me as a way of waking me up to feed him. So
Classic.
if there was anything left, basically as soon as the cat starts eating me, the dog's there because the cat is the boss. The dog follows the cat's lead.
I feel like that's most dog and cat relationships, right? Cat's the boss.
I don't know. Dogs you would think would be the boss because they're bigger and stronger.
Sure. Dogs a lot of time are all bark, no bite, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Whereas cats seems like they got their shit together.
Hold on, Miss Harmony. Waterworld has one person with unexplained gills. Just one that we see.
Yeah. No. There's a wide world of water. A lot of
And
characters.
also remember that the townsfolk were specifically looking for people with gills.
Yeah.
And the Mariner had to wear special shoes to hide his flipper feet, as if this is something that does come up often.
Sure. I mean, that was probably what, genetic? So his folks probably had him.
Right, and so it's this is a thing that we can assume, we can infer via context clues that there have been several more mutates or whatever they call him within Water World. This is a small sliver of the Water World.
The titular world of water.
The titular world of water. Bootleg Mickey comics are some Pal World v Nintendo level boldness. But what Nintendo is suing for not trademark infringement, but copyright infringement.
Yeah, like a
it's like there is a certain patent, and you cannot copyright gameplay mechanics, and so there is some sort of patent within the game that is not mechanics based
I
that
believe
Nintendo
it
is
was
suing.
the Pokeball. The equivalent of throwing a Pokeball being used and sort of the animation for when you throw a Pokeball and it does that little jiggle thing. I believe that is what it is. Yeah.
That is litigious bullshit.
Yeah.
Right there. Love that.
My thing is, I obviously love Nintendo. I think that is a real gross, slippery slope. And I hate the fact that something like the Nemesis system is locked behind a developer who hasn't released the game in the better part of a decade. I feel like so many good things in games come from folks being inspired and iterating upon previous ideas, entire genres. So how many cool games have followed in the wake of Hollow Knight or anything like that. So yeah, it's I'm not a fan.
Agreed, especially because Pokemon is this very storied, historic, dominating game. You don't need to do this, Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I understand, you understand it because also there is a slippery slope the other way where it's well, if we let this slide, then we have to let this slide, then we have to let this slide.
Yeah. And Nintendo is very much as we were talking about earlier, they're very much in the business of keeping their brands of a certain quality, which is why we didn't get a Mario movie for so long, because the original Mario movie they thought hurt the brand so much that they were well, okay, no one's touching our things as adaptations.
Right. So it's all very understand. Oh, did you get a little stuck?
I got a little stuck. My spider.
Looks like you need a bed.
Nice. Looks like you need a bed.
You need a bed. Right. And so it's you can understand Nintendo's side with this, but also I agree where it does feel like punching down.
Yeah. I don't know, but maybe they saw Pal World made such a big splash, that
it did.
It made a shit ton of money. It's almost maybe if it wasn't as big, they wouldn't have done it. But Nintendo also goes after fan games, and they go after fucking organized tournaments of Smash Melee and stuff like that. What do you?
What are you doing, Nintendo? But it's I'm not going to begrudge them for keeping their business in order. But also someone on their team should have just been very clear and Pal World's never going to get finished. The initial hype is done. No one will care about this.
Yeah. I mean,
we already
now, no one
cares.
Talk about Pal World.
No one the industry has stopped talking about Pal World. There's probably a few hardcore players, but we had all stopped talking about it until you did this, Nintendo.
Yeah, and now it's it's bad. You almost drew attention to a thing no one's thinking about.
Yeah, you Streisand affected yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know the origins of Streisand effect?
Was there something someone wrote about her that she wanted off on the internet?
I had assumed that the origins of Streisand effect were a bad review that she wanted stricken from the internet, but it's actually far worse, which is she had some beachfront property that was public space that she was trying to turn into private space so that people couldn't go on her beach.
Oh, that's gross.
And someone wrote an article about that, and it was just for a Malibu tiny newspaper. I don't know if it was Malibu, but it was just for a tiny little newspaper, and she used her influence to get that article stopped, and then the story became about her stopping the article.
Yeah.
If the article would have come out, no one would have cared.
Yeah, because it just would have been a regional newspaper. Wouldn't have picked up traction. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, it was her just being a genuine dickhead, having nothing to do with her performance or reviews. That's where the Streisand effect name comes from, which I think is interesting.
It's got to be humbling to make such a guffaw that an entire term is named after you. Truly.
Yeah. Someone else is saying it was at the beginning of Google Maps.
Oh, interesting. Google Maps.
So perhaps Google Maps, someone discovered via Google Maps that she had a beach or whatever, and who knows, but so it had nothing to do with trying. It's used a lot nowadays to talk about silencing bad reviews or whatnot, but it started as actual important news.
I heard that the reason she did it was because her beach was the beach from Old that makes you old.
And she was actually trying to protect people?
She was trying to protect people, including Mid-Size Sedan, the famous rapper from the film Old, who is now the star of Rebel Ridge, Aaron Pierre. So, Mid-Size Sedan. Do you think... Does M. Night Shyamalan know how silly that name is? Purposely? Is M. Night Shyamalan aware? I like to think he's aware.
Was that the joke? Like,
I think so. That a rapper would be named
Mid-size
Dan.
But also, I could see a rapper naming themselves Mid-size Sedan.
It's such a humble name. It's such like a modest car. Oh, it's great. Also, we haven't been talking about this game. This is like the first proper dungeon of the game, and
yeah,
I fucking miss Zelda dungeons.
Oh, hell
Here's the
yeah.
Kingdom. I love, obviously, Breath of the Wild. I love. They don't have those beefy Zelda dungeons.
Yeah.
This is a fucking capital D dungeon, and I am enjoying.
Hell yeah.
I am enjoying the puzzles.
Hell yeah. No, and you know, like Nintendo and other people have talked about kind of like the difference now between classic Zelda and modern Zelda, or 2D Zelda, top-down Zelda versus 3D Zelda, which has taken a more combat focus.
Yeah, and even like 3D Zelda has also become, there's 3D Zelda, and then there's I believe they call it Open Air, which is Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
Gotcha. And yeah, they're two different things. For me, I love both of them. But yeah, like a good old, here's a puzzle, get through. Here's a combat encounter, get through. You just got an item. Now you can get through that other puzzle that you weren't able to get through.
Feels good. Feels good.
So good.
Come back. I need you to come back.
I like. I'm seeing like Sir George Lucas says Zelda without dungeons, sickness. I like me a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Just give me fun combat situations too. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I'm even like when we had to do like the what were the fucking mechs called in Breath of the Wild? Like when you had to do the puzzles in the Divine Beast, I was even like, we don't need this.
Yeah. Like, listen, like I know you feel like you need to put this in here. Just don't. If you're not gonna like make a full-on thing, then just do what this game does best, which is like show me literally the Breath of the Wild and let me go wherever I want and find fun around every corner, up every hill.
Exactly. Just give me the combat encounters. Give me ways to traverse this area. I don't need these bullshit puzzles. Yeah. And part of the reasons why I don't need them is because I was bad at all of them in 3D space. I just got lost so easily in 3D space. Fungus Finder says, isn't that just a Metroidvania? Yeah, like original Zelda dungeons were like proto-Metroidvania. Oh, yeah,
the whole lock and key. Yeah, the lock and key system. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great Game Maker's Toolkit. The great YouTube design analysis channel has a wonderful series of videos on sort of the evolution of Zelda dungeons.
Sure. Right, and if you think about Metroidvania power-ups as just keys, to locks that are like jumping high or whatever. Like hell, in some Metroid games, all your power-ups are literally keys because you need certain gun power-ups to open doors.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh okay, you got the missiles, which is pretty much just a purple key.
Yeah. Which is fine, but like you can see that prototype in the original Legend of Zelda on the NES of just like, oh, now you have a power to get through part B of the dungeon.
Yeah,
I think that's beautiful. Yeah.
You know what is insane? I've complained about this before. I cannot wrap my head around the difference between R and ZR on the Switch controller. And so when it said ZR to release and R to follow, I'm like, fucking which one is R? Just do R1 and R2. Like, just do R1 and R2. Like, I know part of this is on me. Like, I should sort my shit out.
Yeah.
But counterpoint, I don't have shit to sort out.
No, there is no counterpoint, which is like we do need a little standardization in game controllers, and Nintendo is stubbornly. This is one of those like, come on, Nintendo, grow up. Like, switch things around. Like A button is different on other consoles. Confirm buttons are different on different controllers. Just fucking get your shit together.
It's ridiculous.
Everybody, get your shit together. Thank you for reminding me about highlighted messages that I missed. Let's see here. Storm Templar says, does Biscuit have any opinions on God of War Ragnarok, as he seemed a fan of the reboot God of War? I have not played 4 previously recorded. When we recorded our review of the God of War Dad of Boy, my camera was so horribly out of focus that I just shot Biscuit instead, and whenever I talked, I cut to Biscuit. Which was a game that because I have to set up the camera and then get in front of the camera, and it like auto-focused.
Oh.
for that review, and so I was like, well, shit, we're not refilming this. I'll just film my cat instead.
Beautiful.
If you remember, Biscuit did not much care for God of War, or Dad of Boy, because while the combat was superb, the story was overlong and kind of sucked. In Biscuit's opinion.
In Biscuit's opinion.
And so myself and Biscuit have not played God of War Ragnarok.
It's got some real highlights, I'll say, but it definitely goes on a little too long. Every game goes on a little too long, but that game definitely goes on a little too long.
Yeah, and that was my biggest complaint, was like, oh, all of this combat is phenomenal. Leveling up Atreyu along with your relationship leveling up is beautiful. Mechanics of storytelling. But this should not be taking this long.
Yeah.
Like, we are going all over hell, and the story is not progressing. And this was a 5-hour story stretched out to 20 hours.
I hear you.
Yeah. Was
Did you play
Biscuit's feeling on
Ghost
it?
of Tsushima?
Fuck! Not only did I play Ghost of Tsushima, I 100%ed
Wow.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, that
I
game,
went
that
back
game's great.
to.
I'm so excited for the new one coming out. Ghost of
I did all the sword stuff. I did all the haikus. I sat in all the baths.
Yeah.
I fucking love Ghost of Tsushima. I saw the new one was announced. Fucking on it.
I like that
Day
it
one.
plays 300 years later, just a new character,
Yeah.
a new part of Japan. I'm like, hell yeah. Got some cool mountains.
Voiced by dropout regular Erika Ishii.
Yeah.
Who is a comedian I love. Has been on Dimension 20, a bunch of dropout programs. So it's like, fuck, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, very
More
excited about that.
haikus.
More.
What if instead of haikus, you got to write rap rocks? Rap rock?
Like Limp Bizkit-esque
or
rock
corn with a K.
lyrics?
Like corn with a K, where one of the letters is backwards. I don't know which letter is backwards in corn. I know there's one letter in corn and a K is backwards.
I believe it's the R in corn is backwards. I'm saying that without looking it up. I believe the R is
To
backwards.
represent rap rock and or rock rap. I don't know which one of those are. Look at
That
this real
would
big
be-
piece of shit I gotta fight. A seismic
my God.
talus?
Listen,
Also, ending the stream on a boss fight. We would never.
I had some prunes and coffee a little bit ago. I'm about to have my own seismic talus. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
hachi machi! He's talking about turts.
He does this looks like you have not drank enough water today. Kind of turd. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I read a
Sword Boy.
what?
When I defeated Dark Link, I got an ability. You can you have like an echo that you can become a sword boy for a little bit.
Oh.
Okay, I see.
Oh,
what's
I
going
see.
on. I gotta pull this out, and then I think I can
Okay.
become a titular sword boy again.
Gotcha.
Slappy's here.
Oh, actually, that's a very, very strange power where it's like you get covered in Link's goo and turn into a sword. That's what happens. You get covered in a Link's goo.
It was just Link's goo all over.
Bits are much further back. I'm not going to read the Diddy bit. I'm just not going to read that one.
You gotta read the Diddy bits.
There's more bits? Okay, Twitch needs to do a better job of showing me bits.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Because it's hard. Oh, okay, here we go. Have you tried going up to a pot and pressing B yet, Marty? Works on pot echoes too.
A pot and pressing B. No, I'll try that. Let me
Okay,
kill
after this fight, go up to a pot and press
I
B.
think I just killed this piece of shit. I'm gonna walk up to a pot and press B. What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know.
We're just gonna pick it up and throw it? No, that's A. I don't know any of
That's
these
A.
buttons. I have to look down at my controller like a fucking ancient man.
Yeah. So I do apologize, Lampy. It's hard to see bits sometimes in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
They are hidden. There's a lot of colors. There's a lot of they look kind of like regular emojis. They're difficult to
and
see.
YouTube, you could just hit. There's like a little arrow, and you could just see only donations. Only super
right. You
chats,
can see only that kind of
which
stuff.
is
I wonder
an
if
easy
there's
way
a
to
way.
like catch up on things. Whereas Twitch, Bezos, what are we doing?
What do we do?
Stop worrying about going to fake space. Start worrying about fixing this.
Right? This isn't going to work. There's a mod. Oh, there's a mod view for donations. Is there really? Hold on.
Have you ever been to a place called Mod Pizza?
Mod? I have seen mod pizza.
Yeah,
I've never
I've
been in
also
there.
seen them. I've never been there. It's like made to order personal pizzas. I've never been there. I don't know how it is. Mod Pizza's not as good as Blaze. I don't even know what Blaze Pizza is.
Whoa. Blaze
Man,
it
we're
up.
getting a real Incarnadine. Mod Pizza is good. Reflexes of a dead cat. Mod Pizza is awful.
This is why we can't listen to any of you.
Mephistophelino. I've been once. It's fine. Great. This is democracy incarnate.
There you go. I do not see in Twitch a way I can review recent raids.
Shadow Legend?
I do not see. Oh wait, hold on. Chat filters. No, I don't see that.
Chat filters. It's called Activity Feed.
Activity feed.
I love activities.
I'll look into that. I'll look into it.
I got 5 unusual crystals from Try. Is that like, is Try trying to get us into like those, like, do you know any crystal people who are all about like the power of healing crystals?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. And you know what? It's all stupid.
It's all still okay. I'm walking up to a pot. I'm hitting B.
Okay.
I just jumped. Oh, I got into a pot. Oh my god.
Oh my god, what? Wait a minute.
Also, it is such. I know you can't hear it, Jack. It is such a delightful little like echoey, like pink, 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 pink every time you fall.
Okay, you know what, Lambie? Thank you. That was
great.
that was beautiful.
That was great.
That was beautiful. You can solid snake it now.
Snake. Perfect. We did it. Also,
That's great.
it's 11 o'clock,
And you just beat a boss.
and we just beat a boss.
That's wonderful. By the way, this game looks delightful.
It's
very
great.
excited to play this.
I'm a big fan. Highly recommended. And I just like the technical hiccups and the need for a Switch 2 a little bit noticeable at the start. I just quickly forgot about it because I started having fun. So, which is always great.
That's the classic Nintendo formula.
Yeah, where I forgive them because they do so many good things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll about do it for us today. Schedules the rest of the day. We got Devheads in an hour with the game director from Riot joining the crew. So tune in for that.
Just stick here. Just don't leave your computer because in less than an hour, Devheads will be back.
Yeah, and it would be rude of you to close the chat. And then, as Jack mentioned, for Phoenix tier members, 6 p.m. Central tonight, which is 7 hours from now, we'll be doing our monthly movie night. That'll be a ton of fun. If you can't make it, we'll have the VOD of all of our cameras spoofing and goofing that you can line up with the movie on your own. And then what do we have going up this weekend? New Old Adventures Nigh tomorrow, correct?
New remaster of Adventure is nigh. I believe some of our PAX West videos are coming out.
Yeah.
Possibly today, possibly over the weekend.
Yeah.
Some very, very fun PAX West videos that were made. I'm very excited for everyone to watch them. Let's see here. What else? This isn't a Yahtzee Tries edit weekend because that was the last
I just saw if you're at the $10 tier or above, bonus content, full Mario runs of not stomping on the Goombas. Let me tell you, it's very hard not to stomp on the Goombas. So there you go.
That's right. Full Mario runs for Battle Master, which they're a lot of fun. I don't know if he kept in mind, but I thought I died way earlier than everyone else. So I just recorded myself talking about nonsense for a couple minutes in case he wanted to cut back to me talking about nonsense.
Here's my recipe for tuna casserole.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, also, don't forget a big shout out to sponsor of the stream, Shadow of Doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is out in its 1.0 release.
Yeah.
And it is the game I am playing right now, and I'm having a lot of fun playing it right now.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's great. Love it. Yeah, that'll do it for us. So for Jack and Marty, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Always appreciate it. We'll see you in an hour for Devheads, and then I hope you all just have a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy yourselves.
Absolutely. Bye everyone.